I met a gypsy.
What do you make of Pedro Acosta?
I mean, again, is an extraordinary talent. It's just going to be important for him to be in the right hands of the right people that really have his best interest at heart, to make sure to keep him from perhaps stepping in potholes that he doesn't need to, keeping him on the right track, focused. And I think there's a real ability there to, and it's I wish he was American, but he's not. But he definitely seems like he's 19 years old. I mean, how can he not be the future?
It's just incredible what he's been able to do. Like when you watch a career highlights of his, and you just see like he did this in Moto 2, he did this in Moto 3, now he's doing this in MotoGP. Like it's just phenomenal.
Well, and here's what's and I actually met him for the first time in Coda this year in April. Yeah. And when he was a kid, he actually used my replica helmet. And not only that, but and I'd like to give a big shout out to Steve Blackburn, who is Pedro's mechanic. He was my mechanic when I was 250 world champion.
Wow.
So, there was kind of a close connection there, and it was cool to see him and talk to him. And Steve says, man, he's just like you when you came over. He's not intimidated by anybody, anything. He doesn't care how long you've been there, doesn't care how many world championships you have. He's going to give you a run for your money. And it's good to see, that sort of spirit about him, and just, being able to just say what he thinks, and if it means ruffling a few feathers, he doesn't care. He wants to win.
What's the next step for him to be a guy that can win races?
It's going to be the team support and the right personnel around him. And people, I think, overlook, a team is like, I always refer it to grandmother's apple pie. She doesn't use mixing cups. She knows, she just does it by hand. And when she packages that thing and she bakes it, it comes out. No, you can't buy it. Everybody else can try it. She can give you the recipe book, and you can have people make it, but it never tastes like that. And that's a team. And that's, the importance of all of the mechanics, even the guy that cleans the wheels, the guy that drives a truck. All these people are so critical in that whole effort. And that's what I say about having somebody there that can look after his best interest and package all this in such a way with the right support. So when he needs it, or if something's not working right, the factories will be there to make the changes that he needs. And not just, well, this is what so-and-so has, so this is what it is. And I've seen it that way. And that happens with, when you get second, third tier riders, you don't get that level. You just basically take what somebody else has, and that's it.
But do you think the KTM's good enough for him to win on?
I know that they spend a lot of money. I know they want to win very badly. Every other series that they've been involved in,
yep,
they have won, and that's one area that's eluded them. But I definitely think they can. But again, there's this old saying that, money can't buy taste. And it doesn't matter how much you spend per year. It's how you package it. And sometimes you can spend less and get more. So you got to have the right personnel there. And here's a perfect example. Honda was so dominant in MotoGP, and then they went into this huge lull, and it's just before Casey Stoner went there and won the championship. But the year I was World Superbike champion with HRC, there was a gentleman named Mr. Nakamoto, and he was there to oversee the project from Japan. And, Nakamoto was that sort of guy at Honda that had castor oil in his veins. This guy was he didn't come from the scooter department, some production department, from the piano department, from the grocery store. This guy was born and bred to race. And that's why Honda went through this horrible time period where they just got, it was just a disaster for them. Nakamoto comes in and turns that whole thing around, and that was the year. I know Stoner won with Honda when Nakamoto was there, and then Honda suddenly was back dominant again. And when he left, everything's down the drain. And people talk about HRC now, and I've seen it too many times to where, they bring in these new engineers, young engineers, and like I say, you can go to, an example, but you could go to Harvard Law and get the highest degree in the world. But the only thing that means is you have a degree. That doesn't mean how good you are. And a lot of these guys come in and they're smart, but they don't have the skill set to do their job, at least not at a level that needs to be done. And I just think there's a lot of people there that are the wrong people. And that's why Honda is in this sort of unfortunate situation. It's amazing. I rode for them, and I know how they think, and I can't believe that they're going along at this level for so long. And you look around, and everyone still keeps their job. Like how's that? Strange. Because just repeating the same nightmare over and over again and expecting a different result is truly the definition of insanity. And I don't know what their plan is, but they're lost.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.